In this video we're going to make something called a circular spacer, and this is what it appears in a front view and side view. This will be adequate to make the part. So what it looks like after you finish is right here. And we're going to learn quite a lot with this part. And I've listed those things here, and you should make yourself aware of those so that you make sure you understand all these new tools that we're going to learn. Of course, set up your Inventor project before you begin. And the way we're going to approach this part is different from the way you might expect. We could make a bunch of circles and extrude them out, and that would be pretty straightforward. But we're going to use a new technique, a powerful technique, in the sense that we're going to go from here, and instead of making a bunch of extrusions from circles, we're going to use the Revolve tool. And to do that, we're going to look at the cross section here, the right view, and we're going to sketch out this red part here. And the reason we're going to do that is that after we sketch that out, if we revolve it around this line here, then we will have a circular part. And it's a pretty elegant way to make parts like this. So it's an important new tool, and that's what we're going to use to make this part. So when we do that, it turns out we're going to want to select a different sketch plane than we normally do, or at least think about which sketch plane we're going to use, so that it looks like this in isometric view. Turns out if we use the XY plane and the Revolve tool, it's going to look like this, I think. But we don't want that. We want to see the feature on the front. So we're going to think about which sketch plane we're going to start with. So let's make a new part. And instead of immediately going to the XY plane, we're going to go to the YZ plane. For reasons that'll become clear. So let me go there. And again, we're going to sketch out this red part here, and we're going to let Inventor do the math for us. So we're going to go over a half, we're going to go up 1/2 of 7, back over a quarter, and then this distance here is just 1/2 the difference of 7 and 2.75, and then we're going to come back here to the origin. We'll use the line tool. So left click, make sure it's horizontal, and it is 0.5 inches in length. Left click, come up, make sure this is vertical. This is 7/2. And we come back a quarter, and you can see that Inventor has chosen that for us. It's kind of intelligent in that way. Left click. And then back home in the box that's blue, which is the one that has the focus, we're going to go left parentheses 7 minus 2.75, right parenthesis divided by 2. Let's make sure that's correct. I think it is. Enter. And then we're going to come back over a quarter, horizontal. Left click, pops green at the origin again, left click, right click, OK. If we come down here, you'll see that it says we have one dimension needed to make this a fully constrained sketch, and I think it's this one here. When Inventor chose it for us, it doesn't consider that constrained yet. Now it's fully constrained, so we're ready to revolve this around this horizontal axis down here. So let's finish the sketch. Press the house so we can see it. Maybe I'll back out a little bit so we can see the Revolve tool in action. The Revolve tool is up on the Create panel, so I'm going to click it. And since there's only one closed figure in the sketch, it automatically selects it, as you can see with the blue, and then it highlights the axis button. So if I just click on this axis, you can see that it makes the circular part, and it's in the right orientation. So it's a very powerful tool that we'll use often. At this point, we need to, let's see, we need to make these holes here. And how do we want to do that? Well, let's go back to our list of tools, and we've just used the Revolve tool, and here I have construction lines and circular patterning as new things we're going to do. So let's make a sketch plane here, and here's another tool that we're going to use. So I want to sketch down here on this particular plane here, and I don't want this thing to be in the way. So when things like that occur, I right click, slice graphics, or I can press F7. So it does that. So that's not the best color contrast, but what it does is basically gets rid of that little let's see, this little elevated part here, so that I can actually sketch on this plane here near the center, which you'll see is something I want to do. So it's kind of ugly and it's kind of hard to see. I apologize for that, but let's see if we can do it. And first of all, why do I want to do that? Let's go back to the part. What I want to do is I want to locate a point right here. And in fact, I'm going to add another thing here. So circular patterning, and then we're going to have slice graphics. And now we're going to use the hole tool in a sketch. And the construction lines, actually slice graphics, yeah, that's good. Alright, so just follow me along here. So I want to make sure that I put this hole in the right place. So there's some constraints. These holes are symmetrically placed around here. There are 3 of them. They're 120 degrees apart. So I want to make a point which is going to turn into a hole. That's what, 30 degrees from the horizontal. So this is 120. So this has to be 30 and 30 so that they all add up to 180 degrees. So we're going to come right here. This button here forms a construction line, which is a helper line. It's not going to appear in our final part. And I'm going to use the line tool. I'm going to come to the origin here and click there. And I don't care how long this thing is since it's a construction line, so I'm going to tab over to the angle, which is with respect to the horizontal, and I'm going to put in 30 right there and enter. Okay, right click OK. So I've got this construction line which is at 30 degrees with respect to the horizontal, and if you look here you can see that that's what I want. This angle is 30 degrees. Now I need to figure out a way to make this hole, and let's do that. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to make a I want to turn off construction lines there. The way to make a hole from a sketch is you select the point over here on the create panel, click there, and then I want to put it, let's see, I've forgotten. Okay, it's at a radius of 5 inches. So let's actually go back and put on construction lines again. We're going to make a construction circle. So this is a helper circle. We're going to come out, and that's going to be 5 inches in diameter. So there it is. Apologize for the poor visibility there, but basically I have the dotted line, which is a construction line. It's a circle, and then I have this circle here. And now I want to turn off construction lines and put a point right at the intersection of those, right there. Let's see. Let's see. How did I do that? Yeah, I think it's right there. Okay. And okay. So the thing about points in a sketch is that if you finish the sketch and you press the hole tool on the modify panel, it'll seek out any point that you've made anywhere and it'll make a hole there. So let's see if that works. Okay. So there it is. There's the hole. And I want to come over here and I want that to be 1 inch in diameter. So we can come here, make sure it's through all down here, and that's 1 inch. So there it is. All right. So we've come along here and let's see, we've used construction lines. We used a construction circle and line. I think I need to reorder these. So construction lines, and then we made a hole using a sketch, and now we're going to use circular patterning. So we're going to pattern these in a circular way here, and the way we do that is to come up here in the pattern panel, click circular, and I have to click a feature. I could come in here and try to select this feature, which will work, but I like to just grab it in the browser and there's no doubt whatever. Okay, now one thing I forgot to do is to make an axis through here. So what I have to do now is choose an axis around which I want to rotate this. So let me go up to axis here, and the drop down is what I want to choose here. Again, this is going to be a work axis, and so it's going to be an axis through a revolved face or feature. Actually this is what I want, through center of circular or elliptical edge. So I'm going to click here, I'm going to click there, and you can barely see it, but there's an axis right there. I can pull it out so you can see it. And so that's the axis about which I'm going to rotate this circular feature. So I'm going to come up here to the circular pattern, and I'm going to select the feature, and now the axis of rotation is, I want to select that, click that. The default is 6. I'm going to change that to 3, enter, and there's my part. So we're slowly making our way to that. We're missing the part in the center. I'm going to turn off the visibility of the work axis there. Alright, now I want to make the circle in the middle. If we come over here, you can see that I think I've got everything except for this circle in the middle right here, and it has a diameter of 2 inches. So let's make that. We're going to make it a slightly different way. We're going to make it not from a sketch, but we're going to make it a feature, which means I don't have to go into a sketch. I can just click the hole tool and click right here. But to place it and save me a lot of time, I can come over here to the whole dialog box and I can say concentric, and then it asks me for the concentric reference. If I click there, and I can click there, and nothing happens. So let's see why that happened. So I think I need to choose concentric first, and click here. There's a hole. That's right. Then it's already chosen, so we may have used this in another project. 2 in diameter, apply, and there it is. I believe that's 2. So yeah, so what that allowed me to do was I didn't have to measure things out, although it would have been easy, but this is just a new tool to use, or a tool we can use. Okay, I think I've got it. Thanks for watching.